is your Fox 10 News Now update.
Hi everyone, I'm Asha Staples with your Fox 10 News Now update. We continue to ask questions this morning about a stabbing. 2 people have been stabbed at a motel on the I-65 service road in Mobile. This was the scene last night at the Baymont Inn. You can see one person being taken into custody. Both victims were taken to the hospital. We don't know their condition, so stay tuned for any updates. And we're also asking questions about a high-speed chase. The brief chase ended with a crash near Lakeside Drive last night. The guy police were chasing was driving that blue BMW there you see. He bailed after it wrecked, but officers were able to catch him. And we've just confirmed a toddler was in the car, but he is okay.
In the state of Florida, we are today moving into what we initially called phase 3. And what that'll mean for the restaurants is that there will not be limitations.
Right now, no more COVID-19 restrictions at restaurants and bars in Florida. Businesses can now operate at full capacity. Governor Ron DeSantis making that announcement, overriding most guidelines put into place by cities and counties across the state. Until now, restaurants and bars in Florida could only serve customers indoors at 50% capacity. Governor DeSantis says moving into phase 3 will aid in economic recovery, though some health leaders warn COVID cases in Florida are still too high. And Florida's actions beg the question, what will Alabama do come next Friday? That's when the current safer at home order is set to expire. 50% capacity and 11 o'clock last call. It's been a huge adjustment for downtown businesses, especially those who rely on those extra late night hours. The Haberdasher was closed for 4.5 months. In that time, they reconfigured their floor plan, operating now as a seating only model. They've also built partitions between the booths, no bar seating and table service only. Regardless of Governor Ivey, if she takes a cue from our neighbors to the east, they plan to keep the stricter guidelines in place, at least for now.
We'll pretty much continue to operate in the way that we have this entire time until, it seems safe to do otherwise. So I would hope that other places are going to do the same and try to maintain some sense of responsibility.
While it's still unclear what Governor Ivey will decide to do, her staff tells us that she and Dr. Scott Harris continue to monitor Alabama's progress and will have an update before next Friday. President Trump is reportedly set to nominate Amy Coney Barrett for the Supreme Court. The president will introduce his pick at 5 p.m. The 48-year-old Barrett is a former clerk for the late Justice Antonin Scalia. She's been considered the front runner for the seat following the death of longtime Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg last week. If Barrett is confirmed, it would be the 3rd successful Supreme Court nomination for the president, marking one more confirmation more than Presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. Alabama Democratic Senator Doug Jones is blasting Republicans for what he calls a power grab by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Jones vowing in a Facebook live stream yesterday he won't support the president's nominee because he feels filling the seat of the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg before the election would be inappropriate. But Jones stopped short of agreeing with some Democrats who want to expand the size of the Supreme Court if their party wins the presidential election and takes control of the Senate in November.
I am not in favor of packing the Supreme Court. I understand the concerns, but I just think that we start going down slippery slopes when we do those kind of things. I certainly don't believe we should do anything in retaliation for what Senator McConnell's done. That is just not my style.
The senator's Republican opponent, Tommy Tuberville, responding to Jones in a statement to Fox 10 News. It reads in part, "The differences between my conservative views and the liberal beliefs held by Doug Jones were already clear, but this Supreme Court nomination brings them even more fully into focus." Senator Jones admits his party has an uphill battle to stop the nomination from moving forward.
Those errors are very few, and I think everybody has to acknowledge that.
Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrett. Time as we go through our Saturday. It's going to be a pretty good day. Should be partly cloudy throughout much of the day, mostly sunny. So looking like a pretty nice day. It will be warm, though. You'll notice it's going to be a bit warmer and a bit more humid. It's almost like summer's trying to draw us back in a bit. Not fully, though. It's not going to be quite that hot. We could see a couple of sprinkles late in the day. You can see a few little showers popping up in the futurecast. Your chance of rain's 10 to 20%, so most of us will stay dry. Just be aware that it is a very small possibility. As we go through the morning, it heats up quickly, should be in the mid-80s here by lunchtime. That's what I'm talking about. This temperature is starting to come up mid-80s, so it's, I'm going to call it a bit hot, but you know, nothing unusual even for this time of year. I mean, it's still September after all. So nothing unusual to get into the mid-80s. A little bit of humidity out there. Once again, only an isolated chance of any rain. Evening hours, once again, a bit humid, and that's about it. Temperatures will be in the 70s there around 8 o'clock in the evening. Good news in the tropics, no development expected for the next 5 days. That's always great to say here at this time of the year. But don't fall asleep on this. I mean, I want to be keeping an eye right here in the Bay of Campeche, the southwestern Gulf. There is some storminess there. Nothing that's going to form anytime soon, but in the long run, we may see some stuff going on down there. So we'll keep an eye on things. Hurricane season not over yet. Next 5 days, so today and tomorrow, your Sunday pretty warm as well. A few showers around. Monday gets up into the upper 80s, so it's getting kind of toasty here. But then, oh yeah, fall. It's fall, so we'll have a front coming on through. And as we enter into October, things will be cooling back off, back down into the 70s for highs. And look at that, even down in the 50s by Wednesday morning. That'll feel nice. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 10 News Now.
Stay tuned to Fox 10 News throughout the day for the latest updates. This has been your Fox 10 News Now update.